Okay, so in this video I'm gonna show you the Nginx load balancing, and yeah, let's start it. So if you like finding the how it works, so I'm gonna show it to you right now. And you know what, let's just start it. So in the documentation, the only code that you're gonna write is this upstream, and you're gonna name your function any name you want, and you're gonna put the URL of this one. That's how easy it is. No, that's not so hard. So you know what, let's just start it. So I'm gonna show it to you right now. So we're gonna access our website. So this is the WWE2. This is where the Apache to install on this one. And let me open my ignition window. So it will open my other on my server number 1, the WordPress website. So these things like that, if you like access it, it's kind of load balancing it itself anyway. Pretty cool, huh, if you ask me. So one more time, access it. So if you prioritize who's the weight of this one, you can put my number 1 server because it's a high spec server on this one. So I'm gonna show it you the code right now. So let me pull my Nginx server. So sudo Nginx, where is it? On etc Nginx sites enable, there's a default on that. You can name whatever file you wanted. I leave it default so we can just edit it like that. So this is the only code that you're gonna edit on here. So upstream backend.server. So this is a function, and we're using this upstream, and we're gonna name it backend.server. So you're gonna put your server IP address and port. So the only thing that did not explain on the documentation, you need to simplify the port number. So if you're like using SSL, so this one's everything is on SSL. They did not simplify what's going on the hood anyway. Just put something like that. It's not on the documentation. You need to figure out on your own and test it by yourself. And yeah, there's no proof, there's no explanation on that. I already say it, so I'm gonna explain it to you right now on the code. So wait, let me pull it out. Where is it? Where's my Nginx server? So you need to put the port number of your of what it's listening. It's port 80 HTTP. If it SSL 443, and this weight equal to 5. So this is my backend server number 1. It will look to my WordPress website, and server number 2 my Apache, and server number 3 there's nothing installed. So you need to break the Nginx server so you can test everything if it's working or not. So if you're like beginners, oh, is this thing really works? So the documentation, they did not simplify or explain everything. You need to test it by yourself. So okay, so like I told you before, I already installed SSL through Cloudflare. So 443 and SSL default server, and listen to 443, and like that. So on the documentation, they did not teach you how you're gonna put your SSL on here. You need to figure out on your own. So watch some video about Cloudflare origin. So and yeah, so this is it. SSL certificate and SSL key, you need this one, because if you don't have, you should test it on port 80 without SSL or something like that. And so this is the one, the code that you need, proxy pass.https, because we're calling the function a variable. It's not a function on PHP, it's called variable, this one. So backend.server holds our IP address of our tree. So this is the code apps here. We create backend.server. It holds three, they call it like array, I will say it, stuck on this one, server 1, server 2, and server 3, and it will load balance like that on a location on root. So you can, okay, Nginx is so powerful that you can load balance specific URL if you want to. So if you're gonna, I'm gonna show you, give you a, how can I say it, a real world like scenario that you need a specific URL. For example, on a website like blog post, on your WordPress.blog, all of the file are like loaded on there. So you need a how you gonna say it, load balancer on that specific a URL, and that's the one. But you need, if you think about it, you don't need the entire specific, you can entire website. You're just trafficking or all of the traffic on which server they gonna came in or something like that. And yeah, so one more time, you know what, let's do it again. So we're accessing our URL. We're gonna go on ignition mode, the easiest one. Like that. Did we mistake or something? It did not pop up the another. Okay, so like that. And yeah, so that's how you're gonna do it anyway. And if you have question, leave and comment anyway. So the only thing I did not test on Nginx is hosting another website with one Nginx server, because I only have one IP address anyway. I need to buy a static IP address in order to like separate each like service. So this is the entire setup if you think about it, server 1, server 2, and something like that. So we can expand our or add a new server for our different website by only accessing the Cloudflare, and it will redirect it to on this file anyway. Everything's happening on here anyway. So yeah, so maybe is it possible to like run multiple website in Nginx with load balancer and while doing another load balancer, or you can just buy another public IP address on your ISP. I never tried that one. Maybe I tried maybe next month or week. I'm kind of busy right now, so I'm gonna test it ASP. But the hard part of this, like SSL, maybe some of you like stuck on port 80, already tested, it's working fine. And yeah, see you next video.